Hi, this is Eva. I wanted to get on here and say something briefly about the horrific shooting of Charlie Kirk. I think that this is a day that we all need to seriously think about what is going on in this country. I am disabled from being pistol whipped during a robbery on an online date about 6 years ago. And I feel like this gives me a little bit of an unfortunate history with this issue, but I guess it is fortunate to express some of these thoughts that maybe people who have not had to deal with gun violence on that kind of level might ever think about. And I'm sure that there's many people watching this who have had a dearly loved one hurt in a crime or died in a crime, and they're just really, I'm sorry, I'm just like overcome with emotion. I have nothing but disdain for what happened. I'm a Democrat, and I just, can't believe that bipartisan issues have come to this, that we're just like openly killing people for their belief systems. But I mean, I guess the fact that you can be a kid in a grocery store and get shot, I mean, like, it's completely unfathomable that this is the kind of country that we're now living in. I don't think anybody should ever have to go through what happens to somebody when their life is irreparably, and their families and their friends and everybody, co-workers, like everybody, all the lives that we're affecting, like all these people will, be forever changed just from this one shot ringing out. And that is the thing. People just, I don't really understand what is going on, but it's like people just really don't seem to care about their neighbor. They don't seem to think about people as fellow human beings. It seems like they are looking at people, and I'm just using they in a very vague way, but meaning perpetrators or people who seek to hurt or maim other people for their own reasons, and those are varied. And in the end, it doesn't really matter what their why is. The point is that it happened. And once an act of violence happens, it cannot be undone. And that is the point I want to make. It is irreparable. I'm maybe using the wrong word, but the word is basically like it's permanent. Like you can't ever go back. And that is the message I want to say for the rest of my life, and the people who are involved in doing this setup robbery thing. Our families, us, and all the people who were involved in the courtroom and the jail and all the stuff we had to get in, the lawyers, all the stuff that went on, prosecutors. victim advocates, like parole, everything. It's like people just don't think that one decision can affect like literally hundreds of people. And it's not just for a few days it affects them for life. Like, when someone decides to do an act of violence against another human being, their will, no matter what happens, no matter if they live, if they die, I believe in God and afterlife, so their spirit doesn't die. So it doesn't, it's like you're taking the essence of another human being and you're making a decision for them and everybody connected to them that can never be taken back. And then you are taking on whatever that is, all of it. And I don't understand why people are not thinking ahead or thinking things through. I feel like a lot of these acts of violence are done in the spur of the moment or for impulsive reasons like drama or gain, like ego, get money, greed, sex, whatever. It's like temporary satisfactions because money is eventually spent. I mean, an act of sex or whatever doesn't last forever. I mean, like, it's like these things that people are destroying other people over. Like, I don't care what anybody's political, religious, cultural, whatever. Nobody, and I mean nobody, deserves to have another human being make a decision to hurt or maim or kill them. It's not something that anybody should take into their own hands. And the problem with guns is it's so fast and easy to kill somebody. I mean, if you look at like war movies today, it's like drones and like they don't even see the person they're hurting. Like, way back in the day, people had spears and they were on horseback with like a lance and like they're running at someone with a axe or something. Like, they can see the person, they know what they're doing. But now we're so divorced from it, it's creepy and disturbing. Honestly, it's like a video game. There's like, when you commit an act of violence to another person and it's something serious where they'll never be the same again. There's simply before, what their life was before, and then there's what their life is after. Before and after. And that goes for all the people close to them too. Okay? Like, they'll never, ever be able to be who they were before the act of violence. Like, and guess what? You won't be the same either. That's what people don't think about. I feel like when I had to go through, well, we all had to go through the criminal justice system. for criminal justice. It's like you are tied, or like invisible ropes or something. Like you're tied to these other human beings that are complete strangers. Like when they serve their sentence, when they're up for parole, they are tied, like my name is forever etched in their brains because everything that they, every time they go try to get a job, it's going to be like that. It's going to be on their record. It's like, it's almost energetic. It's like it's not just a random, quick, you don't get caught. I feel like even if you don't get caught, and honestly, I'm on a private group of crime victims from all over the world, and I must say that about 85% of those people who are on there, the people that hurt them, they were either wearing masks, or it was late at night, or they came up behind them and hit them. Like, they don't have anybody to get criminal restitution from, or have anybody to go report to the police. Like, it's like a ghost. I mean, there's like nobody. It's like thin air. I mean, what that does to your psyche, I just don't think people who haven't had this experience or known someone intimately, like a loved one who's had this experience, just want to convey to you that it is a life-altering experience for everyone involved, not just the victim, okay? The people who did it, sometimes things get out of hand. Then maybe they had one idea of how they thought something was going to go, and then something goes horribly wrong, and then they end up killing somebody. They didn't even plan to. I mean, like, once you have a weapon in your hands, like, anything can happen. And everybody's lives will change, whether they want it to or not. I really am taking on getting into advocacy work for crime victims, because it broke my heart seeing people and hearing their stories, in this process. It did. It was appalling, honestly, what people have to go through. The families, what children have to hear about their own parents or older siblings. It is traumatic. All the things that are happening that people don't think about in this country right now, without any healing, without any real services for the people who need them, honestly, because of overcrowding and understaffing and underfunding. I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy some of the stuff that I went through or saw with my own eyes that other people went through. And I'm talking about everybody. So I just really felt like I had to say this. And I know I look perfectly normal, but let me tell you, it permanently damaged my reading and writing for the rest of my life, being pistol whipped in the back of the head, because it hit 3 different regions in my brain, and the messages that go from my brain to my eyes are permanently disabled, okay? So, having been a librarian, social worker, that's all they do is paperwork, yeah, that's going to affect me forever. Going from having a professional, high-paying career that worked to get 2 master's degrees to be able to do all this, only to find out that I'll never hold anything like that again or ever be paid that much, ever, not even close, because the disabled are like the lowest paid people ever. I did not ever think when I was a kid, oh, I want to grow up and be somebody on government assistance. No, I did not. But guess who's on SSDI? Me. So that's why I felt like I could say this message, because I feel like I've earned the right to talk about violence and about how America's just got to do better, okay? Just because we don't like someone, we don't like their views, or we don't like the way they look, or we don't like the way they sound, it doesn't make us have the right to do anything to them. Just leave them alone. Go somewhere else where you don't see them. I mean, what the hell? And that's what it really comes down to. It comes down to power, and it comes down to some kind of weird, sick power over other people and the ability to wield it. And the reason they're able to wield it is because they have fast-acting guns. And like, I don't own a gun, but like, I know lots of people who do, and they, they feel like it's the right. And you know what? It doesn't matter whether I do or don't, or they do or don't. We just have got to all come together and act better as a whole society. I was going to end this message with something that I found that I thought is relevant. Hopefully. Okay, here it is. It's just a quote, and then I'm done with this message. We are all one is a spiritual concept signifying that despite apparent differences, all beings share a fundamental interconnected essence, often described as a common underlying consciousness or divinity. So all of us on this whole planet are all one and the same. We're all flesh and blood. And I don't know the answers. I don't know how to make things better. I don't know what gun laws should be. I have no idea, okay? It's too vast of a issue to really know. And anybody who says they know exactly how to fix things, I mean, once you're in the court system, once you're in a huge institution and I was a jailer as a volunteer for years. I mean, once you're dealing with something as big and complex as that, multifaceted, simple answers are just not going to do it. We need bright, caring, I guess, highly protected, apparently, leaders who can help, light a flame under this country and get some better living conditions, okay? Because there's a lot going on that people are not aware of. It's really, really devastating. Thank you.